We've arrived here at Craig Hargey's property, just out of Baler in South Australia, and unfortunately it's probably the worst possible time for these fellas here because they've just been ravaged just last week by severe fires that swept through the area and burnt out about 40,000 hectares. But luckily for us, the Krone Ultima baler that we came here to look at was safe from any damage, and we're still here to get a good look over it. You might be wondering what's so special about it, and as you'll find out, this is the only Krone Ultima baler in Australia at the moment. And what makes it unique is it's the very first non-stop round baler. So you can bale, tie off without ever having to stop your tractor. So what's new with this baler? Well, first of all, up front is the camless pickup. Traditionally, the tines on the pickup were in 5 straight rows, but these have been staggered, and it just helps with a more even feed into the baler. One of the first changes they made when they developed this one was they've really beefed up the rotor feeder, and they've brought the size up to 750 millimetres. In behind the rotor feeder, that's where the really exciting stuff starts, and the big developments have been made, and that is there's a pre-chamber. And under normal circumstances, when the bale's being formed, the product feeds through the pre-chamber, across the belts and into the bale chamber. Once the net wrapping begins, when the bale has been formed in the chamber, normally a baler would have to stop, but not with the Ultima. It continues on because as the bale's being wrapped with net, all the incoming product is collected in the pre-chamber, compressed and ready and waiting. So once the bale's spat out after it's been wrapped, then all the product from the pre-chamber is ejected into the baling chamber and the process begins again. But once the bale's been finished and ejected out the back door, it's actually dropped onto the wrapping table for silage wrapping and then dropped out on the ground at the end. So while all this is going on, from Craig's experience, he said he's operating sort of around 10 kilometres an hour, doing a bale about every 45 to 50 seconds.
We can do our 80 bales an hour with it, and it's so much more comfortable to drive as well. You know, you're not stopping, starting and jerking around, so you know, when we're sitting in there, you know, I can actually get on with running our business and make phone calls and all that, and not when the machine's working nicely, well, just steer the thing and that's it. It's a semi-variable chamber in that it can be manually adjusted to create a bale anywhere from 120 centimetres up to 155 centimetres. Unique to this baler also is the hydraulic adjustment of the drawbar. So if you happen to be going through deep drains or over irrigation channels, you can change the angle of the baler. And also, which was a really neat feature, is the hydraulic leg stand. Maintenance is an absolute dream. Virtually all you have to do is fill up the grease canister and it does the greasing itself. Fill up the oil can that then routinely via the computer oils all the chains. The great feature on this baler is you slide the whole knife tray out to the side. You can actually change the blades, sharpen the blades without having to get under the tractor. Fully loaded and set up, it can carry 19 silage wrap rolls, and these are stored in an upright position. By just flicking a switch, they fold out into a horizontal position. You can slide them off the rack and then just carry them back to the silage wrapping table. Krone have stuck with their proven method of forming a bale using slats instead of the rubber belts, and these slats are all connected with one single rubber belt that runs either side. What was really exciting about this whole setup, and I'd never seen it done before, but Craig actually mounted a mower to the front of his tractor, and it just meant he could cut, bale and wrap the silage all in one pass. And it's probably something we're going to see a lot more of in the future. So don't forget to check out the full story in the next edition of Farms and Farm Machinery magazine. And you can also jump on the website and look at over 23,000 items of second-hand farm machinery and tractors there as well. Of course, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.